Good morning, and welcome to the 24-25 school year. It is wonderful to begin the school year together in the Berlin High School auditorium. I know a few professions other than education that have a clear beginning and an end, followed by a break before beginning again. My hope is that this summer break has provided you an opportunity to recharge and reflect on why you selected this profession. As I begin my 32nd year as an employee of the Berlin Public Schools, I could not be more proud of the work we are doing to prepare our students for success in any adventure that life has in store for them. In a time when many districts are struggling to find and retain high-quality educators, it is reassuring to know what an exceptional staff we have and that we continue to attract outstanding candidates. Please know that all your efforts continue to be appreciated by the Board of Education, parents, students, and the greater Berlin community, and myself, as we work to provide learning opportunities that encourage both academic and social-emotional growth. Additionally, we will continue to put the safety of students and staff first as we collectively meet any challenges that may arise. I am confident that with the support of the BOE, collaboration with administration, resourcefulness of teachers, and flexibility of staff, we will continue to remove obstacles that would prevent opportunities for all of our students to learn and develop. At this time, I'd like to thank Mr. Dresko, Mr. Boyle, and the BHA students that are about to have a special presentation for you.
Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head? Well, I know exactly what's going on inside your heads. I know that summer vacation is just about over and the new school year is upon us. But don't worry, I'll work my magic and make sure this is our best year yet. Oh, nothing else to worry about. It's just me and...
I'm green.
Oh, hello, I'm yellow.
Ugh. Why are we using colors instead of actual character names?
Well, for copyright reasons.
Ugh. Lame.
Well, so much for being alone. Where there's one, there's bound to be.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Blue.
Can you believe the summer's over already? It feels like we just started. Do you think we can negotiate an extra week in our new contract?
Oh, come on, Blue. We're well rested and ready to tackle the new year.
I am not well rested.
Whoa, calm down there, Red.
I am not ready for this new school year. Schedules and rosters, no thanks. Organizing supplies, it's not gonna happen. Charters and mood meters, don't even get me started about it.
What if we don't have enough time? What if I can't get it all done? What if I don't remember all the acronyms? Okay. SEL, MTSS, HQI.
Purple, it'll be okay. Everything will be okay. If we work together, we can make this the best year yet.
Do you hear that?
What? Is it the sound of silence when the principal is asking for volunteers for the Berlin Fair dunk tank?
The door's slowly opening for a surprise observation.
The slow march towards retirement?
No, it's the monsters.
Okay, that is enough. Geez, you guys could really use a meta moment.
Not the monsters.
Oh yeah, the monsters. Like when a kid comes back from lunch and needs to go right to the bathroom. Or how about when they come to class with a perfectly charged phone and a dead Chromebook? Or how about this one? When after a nice long summer break, you have to come sit in an auditorium and watch 5 kids pretend to be colors.
And I thought the Sunday scaries were bad.
All the signs that summer is over and work is here.
Guys, that's it. We've done this before and we can do it again. If we stick together, we can handle anything. I know this is going to be our best year yet. I just know it.
There's gonna be a fight. There still might be a war. For the moment we get danger on the run.
And things will get bad before they will get better. It may feel like an ending, but the battle's just begun.
Are we ever gonna once have it easy?
Nope. Feeling ready, feeling stoked.
Feeling queasy.
We could fail, but we have to try.
Don't feel bad, cause we're usually about to die.
Bring on the monsters, bring on the monsters, bring on the real world. Bring on the monsters, bring on the real world.
Okay, I think we're all overreacting a bit. We know it's never easy, and yes, there are plenty of monsters that surprise us throughout the year. But when we work together, we're unstoppable and we're our best selves. The small things might annoy us, but there are plenty of other small things that make this the best job ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah? Like what?
The smile when someone finally gets something right.
Yeah.
When you see two kids sharing ideas and getting along.
Yeah.
When people finally learn the difference between reply and reply all.
Yeah.
I'll admit it, that one does feel pretty good.
See, I told you, we can do this. There'll be times when your faith is shaken. They're breaking your heart, they're trying to hear it pound.
Gotta know where the real fight lies.
When it's time to rise and stand your ground, we don't have to go it alone.
They'll put us in a box, but we won't be contained.
You keep hoping, you keep your eyes open, cause the sea doesn't like to be restrained.
No, we're never gonna once have it easy. I'll make mistakes on my own and it frees me. Summer's over, it's time to begin. And if you're looking for trouble, then count me in. Bring on the monsters, bring on the monsters, bring on the real world. Bring on the monsters.
Bring on the real world.
I'll be back next summer, you'll see me again. I'll be back next summer, I'll survive till then. I'll be back next summer, you'll see me again. I'll be back next summer, I'll be back next summer. I'll be back next summer, you'll see me again. I'll be back next summer, I'll survive till then. I'll be back next summer, you'll see me again. I'll be back next summer, I'll be back next summer. I'll be back next summer, you'll see me again. I'll be back next summer, I'll survive till then. I'll be back next summer, you'll see me again. I'll be back next summer, I'll be back next summer. Hold hands and...
Okay. Oh, God, that was really bad.
Alright.
Thank you, guys.
At this time, I'd like to thank our students for that wonderful performance. Tristan Fairtech, Addison Garino, Seidel Holland, Joshua Miller, Thomas Morse Cassetti, Dominic Pisser, Megan Snyder, and Emily Tesser. Thank you very much. One more round of applause. And again, a special thank you to Mr. Boyle and Mr. Dresko for definitely modifying our program with laughter of its students' entertainment in this way. I think it's been wonderful, so thank you both. I'd now like to ask Board of Education President Julia Dennis to come forward and share a few words. But before she comes to the podium here, I think the work that the Board of Ed does behind the scenes for the schools and advocating for the schools is so important to the work that we're able to do. Not just because they're my boss, but behind that, there's more. They're not paid for the hours and time they put in, and as those of you who've been in town, you know that. There's often difficult times advocating for the budget and challenging some of the opinions that are out there in public. And it's sometimes a thankless job for the board, but I think we're very fortunate to have Julia as our board president and also an educator in Newington. So Julia, if you could.
Thank you. That's a really tough act to follow, the student presentation and performance, but it was very validating, so I enjoyed it a lot. It was really impressive, and thanks to Mr. Boyle and Mr. Dresco and all the students for coming up here and taking the time to prepare for that. So I want to welcome everyone back to the 2024-2025 school year. Today can be bittersweet. Summer doesn't last forever, as we just heard all about. But it's really exciting because we know our students are going to be in front of us and ready to meet their new teachers, see their friends, eat lunch in the cafeteria, wear all their new clothes, and have a consistent schedule and routine. So when you're feeling sad that you can't sleep till noon, go to Lake Compounds, Chuck E. Cheese, or the library every single day. Just remember how much you mean to the students that need and rely on you, which is very fulfilling. So that's what my summer consisted of. But now that I have kids, I can't sleep till noon. I just pretend I do. It's just in my head. So Friday night, the Board of Education, we had our annual board retreat, and we covered a number of topics with lots of energy and enthusiasm. I walked out of there feeling really great and thinking, I'm really grateful I have this opportunity to serve our schools, community, Berlin Public Schools as a whole. I want to share with you, I know Brian just touched on this, but our board is committed to the success of Berlin Public Schools. And it was apparent walking out of our retreat Friday night. We know it's not possible without our dedicated staff and faculty to be where we are and do what we do. We have been having conversations around teacher retention and recruitment, as well as just staff retention and recruitment in general. It's the staff and faculty that make Berlin Public Schools what it is, and it's each and every one of you and whatever job you do. Not only do we want to recruit the best, but we also want to retain everyone sitting here. The decisions we are making now, we want them to have a positive impact for the next 5, 10, 20 years to come, which really excites me. And I'm sharing this because even though summer's over and maybe you're feeling sad like I am, but I want you to know that we do appreciate, respect, and value all that you do every single day for our Berlin learners and community, so thank you. So, we do have a wonderful community, excellent schools, great students and staff. None of this would be possible without your selfless contributions. This week, if you go home and nap every day, that's for the next month, that's great. Highly recommend it. But I'm going to wrap this up because I'm actually already late for my first day back. I told the important people, but no one else in my department, so they're all going to think I've overslept and I'm coming in late. So, yeah. But on behalf of Berlin Board of Education, we want to welcome you back and thank you for all that you do and will continue to do for our students. Have an excellent school year.
Thank you. Thank you, Julia. It is now my pleasure to introduce Berlin Education Association President Evelisa Mayet to share a few words.
Good morning and welcome back. So this is my 4th year speaking at Convocation. And like previous 3 years, I wanted to ensure that I didn't speak for too long because we have a lot to get done. So as I thought about my message, and I think about this all summer long, I go back to my last 3 Convocation speeches. I reread them and I realize the message is really the same. I still have the opportunity to work with an amazing team. My own department, my building, and this district. You are an amazing team, and this includes everyone. The certified staff, the custodians, the office staff, the nurses, the paras, the cafeteria staff, our security team, and our administration. Every single employee is really amazing in Berlin Public Schools, and I so appreciate being a part of this. My hope is that each of you takes the same pride in being a part of this team. Another common thread that I found through my previous 3 years is to look out for each other. I know that I couldn't do what I do without my work sisters and brother, who lend an ear, offer help and kind words, make me laugh, and all around make some of the toughest days bearable. So please remember to look out for each other. Whether it's someone who is brand new to the district, brand new to teaching, new to your building, or the most veteran person in the district, look out for each other. Doing this job without one another would be so difficult in so many different ways. I would be remiss not to mention, we are in a negotiations year as the BEA, so I would like to ask everyone who started out with us in the spring on the negotiations team, if you could please stand up. These folks, stand up, here we go. Come on, come on. These folks have given a lot of their time, so I just want to thank them. So we started meeting back in the spring. We are now at the table with the Board of Ed. So I'd like to thank them for their time, their dedication, and most of all, their desire to help Berlin teachers. Not just us presently here, but our future educators in this great district. We're trying, of course, to ratify the best contract possible. I would also like to take a moment to ask the members of BEA's Rep Council to please stand up, if you will. You'll see some common faces here. These folks work on behalf of the membership in their buildings, and they represent all of us incredibly well. Our UniServe rep says this often. He's always so impressed by the team in Berlin, and he represents a lot of districts in our vicinity. When he spoke at our new teacher meeting last week, he said the same thing that he said last year, and he was telling me when we were done, he said, I truly mean this. I don't say this in a lot of districts. There are some districts where I kind of worry about the new staff. And what he said to them was, you have landed in a really good district. I believe of our, am I stealing your thunder if I say this? Of our 13 new teachers, we have 111 years of experience that comes to Berlin High School, to Berlin Public Schools. And not everyone is a veteran teacher. We had new staff amongst those 13 teachers. And I think that speaks volumes. This is a good place to be. And as Justin said to them, he doesn't get to say that in a lot of districts that he spoke to last week. So have a great year. Off we go. I think what the kids did was absolutely hysterical because I think we've probably all felt everything that they just did. So here we are. We're ready to roll. I wish you an amazing year ahead. I have no doubt that you'll be as fantastic as you always are. Take care. Best of luck, and please don't ever hesitate to reach out.
Thank you, Evelisa, and thank you for all the work from the union members. Really appreciate it. At this time, I'd like to now recognize those teachers and administrators receiving tenure. As all of you know, tenure is achieved upon successful completion of 40 months of an employee in the same Connecticut school district, or 20 months if you've received tenure in a previous Connecticut school district. Kindly stand when your name is read. And if we could, we'll let everyone stand, and then we'll have a round of applause just to keep things moving. Shannon Branda, Griswold. Jonathan Campbell, Griswold. Jennifer Cardenas, McGee. Kimberly Day, Berlin. Please stay standing. Please stay. I know it's the first day back, but you know, Kimberly Day, Berlin High School, okay. Mark DeValley, Berlin High School. Christopher DiPolino, Berlin High School. Melissa Dresco, Griswold. Abby Frobe, McGee. Kelsey Haggerty, Willard. Theodore Jones, Berlin High School. Kristen Kalman, Griswold. Craig Labadia, Magee. Megan Lombardi, Willard. Brittany Lesterlini, Willard. Emily McCoy, Willard. Lisa Turgeon, Magee. Maria Whitehouse, Griswold. And last but not least, Deandra White, Berlin High School. Now, if we have a round of applause. One comment on tenure. Each year we do tenure meetings. It doesn't mean you're not going to get tenure. We met, myself, Lori and Carr meet with all the recipients receiving tenure. What's most impressive is many of the candidates I interviewed initially when we hired them in Berlin. I'm even more impressed after the tenure meeting of what they've done in the district, and I'm so glad that we hired them. So congratulations to all of you. I'd now like to introduce Linda Holian, Director of Pupil Services, who will recognize the Berlin Public Schools Paraprofessional of the Year.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. I'm pleased to congratulate Amanda Landry from Catherine McGee Middle School as Berlin's Para-Educator of the 2025 school year. Amanda, please come up and join us. You got to change that sign. It's called Para-Educator now.
Yeah, I know I could change it.
Amanda truly exhibits that ideal team member, collaborator, and paraeducator. The state changed the term paraprofessional to paraeducator this year, so that's why we do have to change your sign. While her official role is as a floater registered behavior technician at McGee, Amanda has stepped in to assist in many different programs at Berlin High School, McGee, and Griswold to work with students and staff. Amanda has assisted in our BLAST, SOAR, and SNAP programs with all students, and specifically some students with intense programming and behavioral needs. Amanda always comes in ready with a positive attitude to take on the tasks of the day. She is eager to learn and continues to expand her knowledge and skill set while also teaching and training others. She provides support and mentoring to other paraeducators with regard to behavior management techniques, data collection, and modeling of intervention strategies with students. Amanda has met individually with teachers as well as service providers to further her knowledge about each student and their programming. She makes sure that all staff are on the same page. Amanda's seamless transitions throughout the day and working with multiple students do not go unnoticed. Her calm demeanor and preparedness truly makes students feel comfortable and have the desire to work with her and trust her. Amanda has shown on many occasions the ability to handle difficult behaviors with grace. Amanda is an effective communicator and always ensures that staff across multiple schools are aware of any changes that are happening with her role or where she will be. She maintains student dignity and always follows ethical conduct while also maintaining confidentiality. Amanda is patient, understanding, and cares about students she works with. She also holds them to a standard of expectation that is appropriate for the situation and pushes them to be the best version of themselves. Amanda goes above and beyond what her role entails and truly embodies a paraeducator of the year that deserves to be recognized. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. Congratulations to Amanda, and thank you, Linda. At this time, we have a special guest. It's not even a guest anymore. A new member of the Berlin Public Schools. So I'd like to ask Kara McCourt and John Campbell to bring that guest across the stage if they could. The newest member to the Berlin Public Schools is Walter, and Walter will be at Griswold School as a therapy dog. I'd like to thank the hard work of Linda Holian, John Campbell, Kara McCourt, Cara, and the work that has been done behind the scenes to bring this therapy dog, the policies that had to be created, the PTO for sponsoring it, many of the community organizations that are providing service and food and things to have the dog. We really think it will be wonderful for our students. We already know that there's making an impact. So welcome, Walter, please. Thank you. Next, I'd like to ask Lori and Cara to come forward to announce the Building Teachers of the Year.
Talk about following a tough act. We are pleased to congratulate the following Building Teachers of the Year, and we'll start with Kaylee Corgiulo from Griswold School. Come on up, Kaylee. Kaylee has been an educator in Berlin for the past 9 years, during which time she has served as both a third grade and first grade teacher. Kaylee's overarching belief is that giving a lot of positive reinforcement and setting limits in the classroom makes students feel safe and loved. She's not feeling safe or loved right now. Kaylee emphasizes a learning environment where she models making mistakes and solving small problems aloud daily for her students so that they understand challenges. One of her colleagues wrote, "Kaylee possesses a gift for inspiring excitement and motivation for learning in students." Kaylee engages in the school community in various ways. She creates strong homeschool partnerships and takes part in a multitude of school activities that embrace the whole child. She serves on district vertical teams, participates in summer curriculum writing opportunities, and has taken on leadership roles at Griswold School. Kaylee consistently stays current on pedagogy and content. As a professional colleague, her expertise and perspective are invaluable. Thank you, Kaylee, for all that you do to support the success of our Berlin students.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Next, we'll recognize Nicole Flynn from Hubbard School. Nicole has been in education for a total of 30 years and has served as a Berlin educator for the past 26 years. Currently a literacy specialist at Hubbard, Nicole has previous experiences teaching students in special education, students in grade 1, and students in grade 4. Nicole is a lifelong learner who serves on various school and district committees in support of students, colleagues, and families. She is passionate about new learning and has participated in professional development activities, seminars, courses, and professional readings. Her colleagues wholeheartedly believe that Nicole embodies the qualities of an exceptional educator who goes above and beyond to make differences in the lives of students and the community. Thank you, Nicole, for your continued devotion to the students of the Berlin Public Schools.
Congratulations.
So well deserved.
Thanks, Nicole.
Next, I'd like to welcome up Willard's Teacher of the Year, Allison Sweeney. Allie has been an educator for the past 19 years, serving her entire tenure in the Berlin Public Schools. Allie believes that one of the most profound joys of teaching lies in witnessing the transformation of students as they grasp new concepts, develop skills, and cultivate a deeper understanding of the world around them. One of her colleagues wrote, Allie's positive, upbeat demeanor fosters a supportive learning environment and helps her create strong, positive connections with all students. Allie's commitment to teaching students critical thinking, as well as developing trusting relationships, is as important as addressing individual learning needs. Allie has been part of multiple professional learning opportunities, both as a participant and a presenter. She also takes on leadership roles at both the school and district level. Berlin is fortunate to work with such an outstanding educator. Thank you, Allie, for your dedication to our Berlin students. All right. And from Catherine McGee School, Tricia Burnham. Tricia has been an educator for 15 years in the Berlin Public Schools, serving as a teacher at both elementary and the middle school level. Tricia believes that students are able to grow academically and socially through her instruction and positive relationships. Her life's calling for teaching is reinforced by the growth she sees in her students every day. Tricia regularly goes above and beyond, stepping up to take on various leadership roles in the school and the district. As a professional, Tricia understands that in order to serve students best, she must continue to enrich her own teaching skills. Therefore, she continuously participates in professional learning opportunities. Tricia is truly an exemplary teacher and a tremendous asset to the Berlin Public Schools. Congratulations.
Thank you, Cara and Lori, and congratulations to Kaylee, Nicole, Allison, and Tricia. Next, I have the privilege of introducing our 2025 Teacher of the Year, Theodore T.J. Jones, Berlin High School. I am pleased to announce that T.J. Jones, business educator, teacher at Berlin High School, has been selected as 2025 Teacher of the Year for the Berlin Public Schools. T.J.'s formal education is varied. His Bachelor of Science in Finance from Hampton University, Juris Doctorate from Fordham University, a Master's in Security Analysis and Portfolio Management from Creighton University, a Master's of Divinity from Christian Theological Seminary, and a business certificate through the alternate route to certification. If I can speak to alternate certification, I had to say to all of you, Julia wanted to stay. Julia taught, a board chair taught in that program, and Julia is the one who told TJ, you should check out Berlin High School. And we are very fortunate that Julia did that, so I have to add that. TJ believes that the traits of humility and dignity are not only help him through life experiences, but are also reflected in how he relates to his students and colleagues. He sincerely believes that the challenges brought about by the pandemic significantly taught him new teaching patterns through his colleagues' encouragement he learned to embrace. Through role-playing, TJ encourages the students to engage in case studies and challenges them to ask complex questions. TJ believes that a student who answers a question of seemingly simple facts with a genuine, it depends, has embraced the ethos of his classroom and begun to develop a multiplistic thinking skills that are necessary in every changing global business community. TJ has attended and presented at numerous professional development workshops, seminars, and courses. These include training to become an ethics integration specialist, participating in Igniting Change Conference, and being part of the Men of Color Leadership Conference. TJ recently presented with a colleague at the NSTA National Conference about a new course offering here at Berlin High School, the Business of Science. He also serves as an adjunct professor at Southern Connecticut State University. TJ is a fixture on campus. He's the advisor of the People of Color Student Union and the mock trial, where the team made it to the Elite Eight. He also attends many activities at BHS, including induction ceremonies, sporting events. TJ's impact on students can best be summed up by this quote from a former BHS student. Mr. Jones did not just make a positive impression, he profoundly influenced my life for the better. He instilled in me the belief to defy the stereotypes imposed on me and show that I am more than what others assume. Ever since our first encounter, he became my inspiration to strive for excellence and become the best version of myself. I don't think you can ask for more as an educator than to have a student make that quote of you. As our 2025 Teacher of the Year, Mr. Jones will experience a unique opportunity. He will have a chance to share his passion for teaching, love for children, and the role that plays in the child's life on a day-to-day basis. Please join me in congratulating TJ and ask TJ to come forward for his presentation.
Nah, you're fine.
I'm gonna sit down for this. This is all you.
I'm gonna get you back right now.
I know you are.
All right. Good morning. Yep, the presentation was right. We're not quite there yet. It is a great time to be a part of the Berlin School community. It is with deep gratitude that I stand here as your District Teacher of the Year. The significance of this honor is not lost upon me, so let me sincerely say thank you. Congratulations to all the other outstanding building teachers of the year, our para-educator of the year, did I get that right? And just as importantly, those who have supported us in achieving these honors. None of us does this alone. Now, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Theodore T. Jones III. But those who consider themselves colleagues and friends are welcome to call me TJ. Today, I want to begin with a question. How was your summer education? Notice that I called it summer education. This is because I have been taught to appreciate the lived experience, because everything is teaching us. No matter what we are doing, what we are experiencing, if we look hard enough, we can find a lesson for ourselves that can also serve as an opportunity for connection in the context of school and community. This leads me to my topic for today's presentation, because to be able to establish a connection with my students, I had to make a decision. Right from the beginning, I was going to have to practice listening and learning so that I might dismantle any biases that might serve as barriers to the learning experience. Today, I want to advocate for some and affirm in others the value of an authentic relationship with our students, an authentic student experience. Let's see if this thing works. There we go. Be authentic, be different, be you. As I reflected in preparation for this presentation, I honestly struggled to identify the words of wisdom that might encourage us as we embark on this new year of challenges and triumphs. Eventually, I was reminded of the last time that I was on this stage. In the fall of 2022, I was asked to join the dais as a member of the CAS CIAC Men of Color in Leadership panel. I was flanked by a superintendent, principals, and coaches thinking, what am I doing here? What could I say that might add anything to the wisdom of these giants in Connecticut education? To be honest, I felt the same about so many of you Berlin teaching legends as I prepared to give this presentation today. That day, just 2 years into my journey as an educator, I chose to try and focus on building a positive relationship with the students in attendance through an authentic representation of themselves as a reflection of my experiences. For our purposes today, I want to quickly outline 3 authenticities that I believe we can encourage in students that supports their long-term success. Come on. There we go. Authentic perspective, authentic potential, authentic persistence. With the Paris Olympics in our immediate rear view, I thought about carrying the teaching torch. I thought about the teachers who have come before me and the teachers who will come after. As for me specifically, I recognize that I stand on the shoulders of many proud educators in my ancestry who prioritize education as a path to educational and personal success. There we go. My approach to the profession actually begins with this college-educated woman born in Virginia in 1918 and extends through the many of you who have invested in my development as a member of the community. My grandmother, who was a pioneering New York early childhood education leader for over 40 years, contributes to my authentic perspective, and so do many of you. Through these authentic perspectives, I have learned that when we are not actively teaching, we are learning, growing, developing, and experiencing, and thus we are rarely completely out of school. This is true for the students as well, and getting them to incorporate their experiences can be a powerful part of the learning process. We must model understanding and embrace our students' expression of their authentic perspective, as many of you have done year after year. I already stated that the significance of this honor is not lost upon me, yet let me be unequivocal in stating that there is no way that I stand here without the amazing professionals that I work with every day. No way that in 4 pandemic-altered years, this alternative route to certification trained CTE business teacher who is more comfortable in a suit than in sweats, in a collared shirt than a t-shirt, and who is unmistakably African American could be standing here without your willingness to embrace my authentic perspective. And I thank you for it. Many of you have not only made room for me in this community, but by sharing your authentic stories, you have encouraged students to do the same without fear. I believe that this is a key ingredient in our students' long-term success. Thank you for maintaining a safe space and at times a brave space for students to articulate their lived experiences, their authentic perspective. As we move from perspective and consider potential, I am reminded of an event that I attended in the spring of 2023. I took advantage of an opportunity to attend a presentation by author Charles Vogel called Building Campfires. The goal of the event was to understand the elements of healthy communities where members thrive. It began with an awkward period where he was observing and listening in silence. After several minutes, he explained that the goal for the exercise was to slow down enough so that attendees might begin to feel seen as individuals and not just present in the room. As educators, we have a unique responsibility to several stakeholders: our students, their parents, and the community. I find that our superintendent articulates it well on our district website. The purpose of public education in Berlin is to stimulate and guide, along with parents, the intellectual, emotional, and physical growth of all students in the community toward responsive, self-disciplined, creative, contributory, and perceptive citizenship in a free society. To accomplish this purpose, the system of education must recognize individual differences while helping each student to develop toward his or her full potential. To embrace this mandate, the best of us continually set aside preconceived notions. For example, many of you don't have a negative opinion of a student who is not smiling all the time because you are mindful of cultural differences given our international student population. As educators, we do not seek to simply see students, but to glimpse the greatness that is within them. That same greatness that hopefully remains within us all. I believe that when we recognize their individual differences, we help them develop towards their authentic potential as citizens and in whatever career path they ultimately choose. Lastly, as students acknowledge their authentic perspective and embrace their authentic potential, we must teach them to establish an authentic persistence. I have the pleasure of teaching business subjects, content that I love and I have been immersed in for over 30 years. While I certainly enjoy watching our students compete as members of the DECA Business Club and on the elite mock trial team, I am quick to acknowledge that I am simply adding to a foundation that many of you have contributed to in the development of our students. On behalf of them and so many others like them, let me take this opportunity to thank you. For the students who engage the lexicon of business without fear because of their comfort with other languages, let me say thank you, world language teachers. For the students who analyze patterns and relationships with ease, let me say thank you, math teachers. For the students who demonstrate strong, close reading and annotation skills, let me say thank you, English teachers. For the students who were encouraged to try something new, let me say thank you, counselors, caseworkers, and therapists. For the students who expertly theorize from societal context clues, let me say thank you, social studies teachers. For the students who test hypothesis after hypothesis without discouragement, let me say thank you, science teachers. And last but certainly not least, for all the students who demonstrate amazing improvisational skills and incredible creativity under pressure, a huge thank you to our teachers of the arts. And yet, I understand that these skills did not just appear when the students got to high school. I may not subscribe to the idea that everything you need to know you learned in kindergarten, but I absolutely appreciate the value of the foundational education that you K-8 professionals provide to our students in the years leading up to the moments when they cross our collective thresholds. From core skills to creative manifestations, you have taught our students the elements that they use to have success day to day. This is particularly important today because communities are looking for people who have an authentic perspective about them. In the business world, we would use the term resilience. Resilience is the ability to withstand challenges or recover quickly from difficulties. We are helping our students develop resilience. Just this week, one of our recent graduates reached out to me demonstrating this type of resilience. I was expecting him to tell me about the fun and excitement of his first days of college, but instead he told me of an injury that he suffered that would sideline him for his entire upcoming football season. However, amazingly, his tone was upbeat and his resolve firm and unwavering because his real goal of doing well in school and perhaps one day becoming an attorney would not be hindered by this obstacle to his path. And I believe him. We are helping our students develop authentic persistence. Friends, if we want to assist our students in reaching these authenticities, we must continue to find new ways to add flavor. I have read and I believe that I am to be like salt, adding contrast to an existing taste. For me, to add salt means to add authenticity, not simply in our classrooms, but within our schools, the local community, and our world. I have enjoyed watching so many of you do this as vigorous advocates for your students every day. Lastly, I want to share what I said that special day on that leadership panel in 2022. After reminding the attendees of the diversity of my life experiences and the tensions that they created, I told them to survive and at times thrive, I had to learn to clearly articulate my why. I had to start with why. It is no coincidence that this is also the title of a leadership book by author Simon Sinek. His 2009 TEDx talk based on the book is one of the most watched of all time. In it, Sinek proffers that while we all know what we do, and most of us are able to articulate how it is to be done, too often we struggle to maintain more than a cursory understanding of why. He suggests that this ingredient is necessary for leaders to be inspirational. In this community, we are leaders. And as leaders, we must remember our authentic why so we can be inspirational to our students in helping them find their own. So as we embark on the journey of this school year together, consider leaning further into the authenticity of your own experiences. Be the leader, be the salt, be different, and thereby become the difference in the lives of our students. My name is Theodore Jones III, and I thank you for the privilege of this opportunity. Have a great school year.
TJ, as a colleague, it's okay for TJ, right? Are you? I don't want you to forget this. Congratulations. As Julia mentioned, the retention and recruitment of staff, it's always a privilege to recognize those that have been in the district for starting with 20 years and then moving forward. So at this time, when I call your name, if you could come forward, and we could hold, I'll do each years, and then a round of applause each time. So at this time, I'd like to recognize 20 years of service. Melissa Cohen from Hubbard. Kevin Cormack, McGee. Katie Cormier, Berlin High School. Lisa Cronella, Willard. Cheryl DeRoches, Hubbard. Julie DeChico Rogers, Berlin High School. Adam Leonard, Berlin High School. Karen Mahaffey, McGee. Susan McNally, Board of Education. Lisa Primus, Berlin High School. Andrea Rodrigue Johnson at Berlin High School. Javier Serrano, Willard. Brendan Wilkos, Berlin High School. Sue Zybel, McGee. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Cara. Kristen Kennedy Willard. I apologize, Kristen. That concludes our 25-year recipients. At this time, I'd like to recognize 25-year service awards. James Arnold, Berlin High School. Donna Francolino, Berlin High School. Amanda Gagnon, Berlin High School. Now our 30-year service awards. Ed Damkowitz, Berlin High School. Nicole Flynn, Hubbard. Jane Poncos, Willard. Robin Sanzo, Hubbard. And last but not least, Salvatore Urso, McGee. Congratulations to all our recipients. Before we conclude today, I'd like to share a few words. In giving this presentation to you, I often have a lot of critics about what I should say or what I should do. So my wife's a 5th grade teacher. For those who don't know, she came home from her convocation last week and said, it was 2.5 hours long. The superintendent rambled on. You better have a good message. And she really gave it to me, so no, nothing's shaken. Then I had my colleagues at central office say, are you going to tell another story? Maybe you should tell us first before you tell the story. So, there's always a lot of critics. So I try to think, if I was sitting where you were, which I have for many years, what would you want your superintendent to say? What would you want to know? I think the thing that comes to mind, you want to know what the message is, what do I value, what's important to me. You're important to me. This district's important to me. Obviously, my family's important to me, but that's what's important to me. I couldn't be prouder to work in Berlin and what we're doing here in Berlin. I really couldn't be. I hear from other superintendents, I know Evelisa spoke of it, what's going on in other districts and things, and it's not here, and I'm proud that it's not. So let me start with that. Now my story, and no one knows the story except for me, and I know I'm going to get to look here at the story. So I want you to think about a man with probably 50 pounds, I got to stay 50 pounds lighter going for my first interview, and I wanted a high school job, and I was in New Hampshire. I wanted to stay in New Hampshire. And I couldn't get a high school job. I got to the superintendent 3 times, 3 different districts, and they always talk about Italian restaurants in Connecticut. I don't know why, maybe Benigni, but I never got the job. And, maybe I talked about the wrong restaurants. I don't know. But I think it had a lot to do with my age, because I had colleagues that got the job, but they had 10 years on me. So I only applied to 1 middle school job because it was on my professor's door. And I applied to that job. I really didn't want middle school at the time, but I wasn't getting high school jobs, so this middle school job. It was in a town called Hillsborough. Had 1 traffic light blinking in New Hampshire, 1 traffic light. When McDonald's came to town, there were 2 cash registers and the high school band came out. And there's a regular traffic light there now, but it was rural New Hampshire, guys. So I went up for the interview, and the principal decided to take the day off and forgot he had the interview. So the secretary said to me, the principal said you should have a cell phone. Well, I'm pretty old. Back then it was a bag phone. I didn't even have a job. There was no cell phone. So he gave me $20 and said, have lunch. The secretary gave me $20. The principal said, have lunch on him. I wasted more than that in gas. It was a 3-hour ride. So he called me up 2 days later and said, can you come back up? Of course, I need a job. I came back up. I waited an hour for him. In walked a rather short gentleman, had an unbuttoned shirt with gold chain, and brought me in his office. And he said, he opened the interview by saying to me, you got 2 minutes, teach me something. So me being a math person, I remember a little math puzzle. You draw 3 circles, take the numbers 1 through 9. You got to make sure the sum of each circle adds up to the same. It took him over 10 minutes to do. But that's not what was important. And I'm sitting there nervous, a 21-year-old kid. And he got it right. And so my eyes got big, and I was like, well, hopefully you're going to get a job. It's 8th grade math. You're going to need to add to make sure you got paid the right amount. He's like, well, 9 out of 10 people fail this interview. And she goes, so I'm going to continue with you. So I got through the whole interview with him, and he was an interesting gentleman. So that was my gateway into education. I ended up getting the job and so on. Now, why did I bring it up today? Because when I'm going to talk about my written speech, what he said to me and what resonated this weekend, I had this speech written last week. I don't want you to think I wrote it last night. I didn't. I wrote it last week. So as I was clearing some brush this weekend, working in the yard, oftentimes you think, he said, teach me something. And that resonated for me. Teach me something. So after 33 years in education, if someone asked you to teach me something, what would you teach them? I taught them math, but I was hired as a math teacher. Maybe that was relevant. But what would I teach today? So what we're trying to do here, now I'm going to get into my prepared speech. I'm going to jump back and give a prepared speech. This year I want to focus on a fundamental aspect of our mission, teaching students not just to be knowledgeable, but to be good people and do good work. In a world that is consistently changing, where technology industries evolve rapidly, the values we instill in our students will remain their guiding compass throughout their lives. Our roles go beyond imparting knowledge. We must nurture the character of our students, teach them to care, to empathize, to contribute positively to our society. As educators, we have a unique opportunity to influence the future. As we do, we must remember that the essence of true education lies in shaping students who are not only prepared for their chosen professions, but are also prepared to be compassionate, responsible, and ethical members of our community. We want individuals to truly invest in their work, approaching responsibilities of their profession or job with purpose, passion, and pride. I'm going to jump out of my little speech for a moment. As I went on a 7-day vacation with my family, when I finally get them all together, and just going out to eat as you do on vacation, I found myself interacting with the waiter or waitress and those that really cared about what they were doing and those that could care less. And it made me think about how evident those that really care about what they're doing have a difference. It's evident. We see it. We all see it. But that's what we need to instill in students. This brings us to the heart of our mission, Berlin's vision of a graduate. And there it is. I got to thank Cara and Lori and all the work that all of you did on this vision. I think it stands unique to other districts. I think the logo stands unique, and I think it's a great representation of Berlin Public Schools. Prepared for life and beyond the Berlin School. These are our dispositions and define our success as educators and success for our students as they navigate the world. Collaboration. We must teach our students the importance of working together, of understanding that a collective effort often leads to the best results. In today's interconnected world, the ability to collaborate effectively is a crucial skill, one that will serve them well in any field they choose. Critical thinking. We live in a time where information is abundant, but wisdom is scarce. Teaching our students to think critically, to analyze, to evaluate, to question, and to reason, this is essential. They must be equipped not just with knowledge, but the ability to discern, to make informed decisions, and to approach problems with a thoughtful and analytical mindset. Communicate. The ability to express ideas clearly and effectively is a powerful tool. Whether through words, art, or technology, we must encourage our students to communicate their thoughts and ideas with clarity and confidence. Effective communication is a bridge that connects understanding between people as a skill that transcends professions. Contribution. We must inspire our students to see beyond themselves, to understand the impact they have on the greater communities. The world encourages them to contribute, to give back, to use their talents for the greater good, will help them lead lives of purpose and fulfillment. Innovation. The future belongs to those who are willing to think differently, to challenge the status quo, to find new ways to solve old problems. By fostering a spirit of innovation, we prepare students to be pioneers of tomorrow, ready to adapt and thrive in any field. Lifelong learners. Finally, we must instill in our students a love for learning that lasts a lifetime. Education doesn't end at graduation. It is a lifelong journey. By nurturing curiosity, a passion for knowledge, we ensure that our students continue to grow, to evolve, and to contribute meaningfully throughout their lives. As we embark on this new school year, let us keep these attributes at the forefront of our teaching. Let us remind ourselves daily that our work is not just about educating minds, but about shaping hearts and souls. We are preparing our students to face the world, not just the skills, but with integrity, kindness, and a sense of responsibility. On the screen behind me, you see the graphic that represents the promise that we are making to our students. What I even love more about this is I got to meet the student, and we talked twice, and he explained what he was doing. This diagram was designed by Zach Ullen in collaboration with Jen Nero. So thank you both for your work. Very representative. Thanks to all of you for your unwavering commitment to our students, to our schools, and our shared vision. Together, we will continue to make a difference, one student at a time, teaching them to be good individuals and to do good work. Here's to you of a year of growth, learning, and making the world a better place, starting right here in your classrooms. Welcome back, and thank you for choosing to teach in the Berlin Public Schools. Okay, I'm gonna look at my watch now. About a little over an hour, right? So I guess I did okay with my wife said too. Don't make it long. So have a great year. Thank you, everybody.